Most beginners are told you have to start on alto saxophone, but that advice might be wrong for you. If you're not sure which saxophone to choose, you're not alone. So in this video, I'm going to break down the key differences you need to understand between alto and tenor saxophone, and by the end, you'll know exactly which one is right for you. You may have heard that the fingerings and the way you make a sound are more or less the same on any saxophone. This is true. So whichever version you choose to play, everything you learn can be transferred pretty easily to any other saxophone. In fact, I've got a fingering chart you can download for free, which applies to any saxophone. There's a link in the description for you to grab that. You do need to be aware that some of your accessories will only work on one type of saxophone though. An alto saxophone mouthpiece only works for an alto saxophone. Same goes for reeds. Tenor saxophone reeds should only be used on a tenor saxophone mouthpiece. Other things like neck straps or reed adjusters can work for all types of saxophones. Here's a quick reference guide for accessories. Producing a tone that doesn't sound like a distressed alpaca is the most challenging part for beginner saxophone players. It's so important that you get this part right, and I made a whole video with very clear, easy to follow instructions on how to get started with your embouchure. I linked that in the description as well, and you should definitely check out that video after you watch this one. If you follow those instructions and play with a good embouchure and proper air support from the very beginning, you're going to have a much easier time, no matter which saxophone you choose to start on. However, experienced saxophone players will all tell you that just because you developed a good alto sound doesn't necessarily mean you're going to automatically have a good sound on the tenor saxophone and vice versa. That's part of the reason why not everyone should just start on alto no matter what. And I'll get into that later, but first, let me play a little bit on each one of these for you. I want to get into some practical considerations for you to think about, but first, let me know in the comments which sound you prefer, alto or tenor. The saxophone is a transposing instrument. This means that when I play a C on my saxophone, it's not the same note as a C on the piano or the guitar. The reason for this has to do with the way we read music. The simplest explanation is that by making instruments transpose, we can keep all of the notes in an easy-to-read range on the musical staff. For example, if the tenor saxophone did not transpose, you'd have to be reading bass clef with a lot of ledger lines. Alto is in the key of E flat, and tenor is in the key of B flat. If you're not used to transposing instruments, this is just something you have to accept and deal with in your mind. But there's a real physical difference between these instruments that we can't ignore. Tenor saxophone is significantly larger and heavier than an alto. The larger size can be problematic for young kids with smaller hands and arms, and even some adults that have smaller hands. The weight can also be an issue for anyone with back problems or who can't support weight well on their neck. If that's you, you might be better off sticking to the lighter alto saxophone. Another thing to keep in mind is that the alto is much easier to travel with. You're rarely going to have a problem bringing this as carry-on luggage on the plane, for example. Most of the time, tenor travels carry-on as well, especially if you have a compact case. However, the typical saxophone case that comes with most tenors might get refused as carry-on luggage because they are a bit larger. Keep all this in mind if you plan to travel with your saxophone, but there's another factor that might matter a lot more depending on your budget. Tenor saxophones cost more than alto saxophones, and it's not just the instrument that costs more, but accessories for tenor also cost more pretty much across the board. But I've got some good news on that front. Right now, the Better Sax Classic Alto and tenor saxophones are featured in Sweetwater's Back to School sale. Classic altos are $100 off and tenors are $200 off. I put a link in the description where you could take advantage of that special pricing, as well as 48-month no-interest financing. So for altos, that works out to about $20 a month, and for tenors, it's around $30 a month. It's literally never been easier to get started with an amazing brand new saxophone. These all come with the accessories you need to get started, including a fantastic beginner mouthpiece that makes developing a great sound so much easier. But now let's talk about the one factor that might outweigh everything else we've discussed so far. Everything I've mentioned so far is just based on the facts, but there's one thing to consider that might be the most important: the sound that speaks to you most. I want you to think of your favorite saxophone player. If you don't know any saxophone players, I want you to think of your favorite saxophone recording and then ask yourself, is that alto or tenor? If you're still not sure, listen to me play both again. When you come across a sound that really speaks to you, figure out if that's alto or tenor. If none of the other factors we talked about matter that much to you, then let your decision be based solely on sound preference. Now you might be thinking, my favorite saxophone sound is the soprano. Is it okay to start on that one? This is where I would say yes, but you need to be careful here. It's actually more difficult to get an in-tune, beautiful sound on soprano than it is on alto or tenor. But if you're dead set on the sound of the soprano and you want to play that instrument, you can start on it. Just know there's a slightly higher difficulty level. Getting that beautiful in-tune sound you're after will be so much easier if you get your embouchure right from day one. So make sure you watch this video next, where I explain exactly what to do with your mouth, your lips, jaw, teeth, and air, so you don't end up sounding like a lovesick penguin when you play.